Hello, hi, and welcome. This is Krishna Nathareya on the Random Podcaster. Today, in our second episode, we have my friend Malia, who's a K-pop dancer and has other hobbies like she plays the clarinet. Her hobby Insta handle is called Truly Dancing, Truly underscore Dancing 27. So yeah, Malia, if you want to introduce yourself, you can introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I am Malia, and my entitled nickname is Luna because everybody calls me that. It started from somewhere. And yeah, that's me. Hi. I also
Yeah.
study in a school, so that's it.
Yeah, so how did you get the passion for this dance? Like, how did your passion for
So,
dance start?
start. It started, I remember it started last year. It was originally relating to my weight loss because I was a bit heavy last year. So I didn't want to run. I don't want to do any of that normal, like norm exercises, like do those crunches or anything like that. So I took up this dancing. Like I randomly searched up on YouTube to like give me like a dance workout, and there was this K-pop 20-minute lesson that was on YouTube, and I clicked it, and I like immediately fell in love with it. So last year I remember starting on April somehow somewhere, and I started dancing and dancing. At first, like I couldn't get their style at all, but then on 2020, when this after this lockdown started, I was so bored that I just decided to make this account and just see where it goes. I never really thought I'll like have many people who likes me for what I
Wow.
do. So yeah,
And
that's how. Yeah. Hmm.
and how did this yeah, and then like so this K-pop dancing is you'd have the same answer for the K-pop dancing, right? Like how did you
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
yeah. Were you like a
How did I
dancer?
start K-pop dancing? Yeah, tell.
So were you a dancer when you were a child?
I was not a K-pop dancer per se, but I was a dancer. Yes, I still am. I am doing Bharatanatyam dancing, so it has been throughout my life because it's my grandmother's wish to see me dance Bharatanatyam. So to fulfill it, my parents technically forced me into this when I was forced me into Bharatanatyam when I was about 7 years old, and
Wow.
since then I was just dancing. I finished my Salanga Puja when I was 12 no 11 years old, and then I went to US, and there I continued for like for almost 3 years. Coming back here, I am still doing it. So it's like a long journey with Bharatanatyam. But
Nice.
yeah, that's the dance I do. Yeah.
So you weren't into K-pop dancing when you were in the US or anywhere?
No, not really. No, it started very recently. Like it's like it literally happened like last year, this year combined.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then like, have you done any Indian? Would you mind posting any for like dancing for folk music? Example,
Yeah.
one song I can give is Goomer from Bajirao Mastani.
Yeah. I have actually posted a Bharatanatyam slash folk dance on my channel for Independence Day. I choreographed the whole dance because it was like I did it overnight because for Independence Day I had to make a video. So I remember thinking like, why not post it to my dance account and see how much likes it gets. I technically am a bit scared. I'm still a bit scared to do anything apart from my dance and post it in Instagram because I'm really scared of hate comments. That like it's inevitable. So I was thinking, should I just do K-pop or should I just post this? And then like I decided to post it. So it's there in my dance account if you want
Yeah,
to see. So yeah, I do have one. Yes.
I'm like one of I kept watching that Swallow dance you did.
Oh
That was
yeah,
like my
that was
favorite
yeah,
one.
yeah.
And then like Are you like a K-pop fan, like a die-hard K-pop fan, or
Um,
how
I
do
wouldn't
you?
say an extreme Sesam K-pop fan. So what a Sesam is like ultimate like so crazy K-pop fan who does anything to any extent. I wouldn't say I'm that far of a crazy, nor I just like introduced to K-pop fan like a K-pop. Like I do like all the bands that I've listened to till now. I don't a particular bias band that I would have will be Blackpink one and Exit will be two, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but I really like those K-pop from 1980s and 1990s. Those were really good. So I really like those old songs as well. But to conclude, I would say I'm a K-pop fan. Yes, I'm not as crazy, but yes, I do consider myself as a K-pop fan. I like them all.
And since you like K-pop, would you ever, if you get the chance to go to South Korea, would you go to?
Obviously, like seriously, like I'm just waiting for the chance to honestly. I would
Wow,
totally go to South Korea. Yeah.
that's actually very. Since I'm more into the food industry, I want to like
Mm,
go there for the food rather than
yeah. Oh yeah.
and
I want to go there and like take training sessions in any company, Korean company, entertainment company, to see what it feels like to be a trainee, and like have that experience as well. I really want to do that, get better at my dancing, because now all I do is self-taught. Everything is self-taught, uh, and everything like including my singing, which I'm gonna post soon. It's all self-taught. So I really wanted to improve my skills in a Korean entertainment K-pop agency, because they're very strict. Number one, and I know strict is like bad, but it also teaches you discipline and it also teaches you faster, right? So I really wanted to go there and try becoming a trainee, and like I don't know, be
like
there. Food,
you
food
have
is
to
like
like
my ultimate. Like,
you have to
yeah,
like follow their diets and all, right?
yeah. I have to follow their diets, and as strict as their diet is, again, the more strict you are with your body, the better you'll get. Their diets I've seen, like it's not as bad as people make it to seem. They give you your calorie amount per day. They give you a calorie amount. They just give it differently, and more healthy foods they give. So you technically can eat anything you want, but they say keep a limit and keep healthy food on the side, like a balanced diet. So that's what they do. And there's this one more stereotype. The only thing I don't like about that K-pop training agency is that females cannot go above 50 kgs. If they go above that, they'll like literally won't give anything for the next week to like lose that 1 kilo. So that's kind of a strict deal. But apart from that, I really want to see what that lifestyle is like. I like exploring lifestyles. I really do. Yeah,
Nice. That's actually
yeah.
very inspiring to hear. And then like
Thank you.
and then like yeah, so like how was the transition from here from the US to India?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit devastating at first, because I mean, even if you think universally, if you go to a developed country with all the luxury you got and you literally had an almost perfect life, and then you come back to this again, mm, and like you just feel it was a bit devastating for the first year or so. I'm not gonna lie, I was grieving a lot, and but that didn't stop me. Like that technically did not stop me from pursuing what I like. Even though I was like really sad and mad and for no reason, I really wanted to study and get better at my studies. So I was still studying, but at the same time, it was like a living hell. Like it's like a cliche term everybody uses, but this time it was really a living hell. I didn't like the mosquitoes. Those were like my biggest no-nos. Like I used to get like big bites, and it was
Oh,
so bad. And I lost like almost 25% of my white color coming over here in this hot sun. Because of that, I was like literally like so close to the so far away from the equator. So like I gained a lot of color. Coming here, I lost it all. in like 3 months. And I had to go to a new school. I started like, I don't know, I started spiraling out of control. It was at my board exams where I like regained my control, and like, you know, that was my point where I finally started to feel a bit calm, serene, and, you know, not happy. I wouldn't say like 100% happy, but a little bit, you know, like I could smile finally for real
So,
sneeze.
so if you get
Yeah,
a chance to go back to the US, you would go, right?
yeah, 100%. But I'm starting to feel that US is like not readily accepting, you know, people
Indians.
of other culture and traditions. Yeah, not just Indians. I feel like this is like, you know, like that Black Lives Matter as that too. Like even though it was you know intended for Black Lives Matter, I would also like take it in the universal sense that, you know, they do racially prejudice other people, other races too. It's just not as bad as African Americans that are there. I don't want to get
Okay.
into that topic. That's like a whole nother cloud.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question. Yeah.
Sorry if I had made you cry.
No, I'm not crying. I have sinus. I'm not
Oh,
crying.
okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
have severe sinus. Yeah.
Okay, so like and there was like a few questions I had about your K-pop dancing career. And
Mm.
then if you and then that's all. And then like if how do you get your followers and what will you be your tips and ideas?
For Instagram,
Yeah.
Instagram algorithm is what I call the devil in disguise, because it really is. Its algorithm is so I literally cannot make out what it is. It constantly keeps changing. But I did gain 1,000 followers, and I am technically an influencer of sort. So what I would suggest is like no matter what niche you are, like what do you do? Like Krishnan, you do podcasting. I would say connect with more people, like follow like at least 1,000 people at first, and then like ask them, please follow my account and like my videos and support my hobbies. I literally did this for like 2,000 accounts for sure, literally. And if you do it for that only, you get 1,000 followers. Like it's like so hard because half of the people like, you know, rudely disapprove you, or like or like ignore you. So there are like a few gems that I call, which say okay and then like follow and then like all the videos. It's a tedious job because the algorithm is so uptight. But one tip I would say, connect with people. Like go to their comments, comment like good heartfelt messages, like, you know, give a lot of hearts, say wow, this is so cool. Like that really makes everyone's day. And I know from my perspective, like everybody's like wow, so cool, perfect, and if they say that, I'll be like, oh my gosh, yay. So that really works. And follow people who are in your niche. So for example, I'm a dancer, I mostly follow dancers and K-pop, in the sense K-pop accounts. And so for example, if you have like, you know, blogging, see other bloggers and all, and connecting in a sense, not just following them, follow them, like all their posts. If they have too many posts, just go to their old ones and then like 24 of them. So they will really appreciate you taking the time and scrolling back down. That's number one. And number two, I would say at least post once a week. Like I used to post 2 times a week at least. I used to learn dance a lot because in my summer vacation, you know, like I didn't do anything. But after my school started, it cut back down once a week. So at least once a week, you have to keep them posted, give random videos, give random hi, his, and tip number three would be, I mean, it's a really tedious job. If you want to gain more followers, you have to really, you know, ask people for shout outs. So if somebody has greater than 1,000 followers, target them, ask them for like mini shout outs. And for return, you also give them shout outs or like all their pictures or videos. That's one. Instagram is tedious. Like I, I've been in Instagram. Okay, I started in March, April, May. I've been in Instagram for like 8 months, and it took 8 months to get 1,000 followers organically. There are people who like buy too. I've seen. I've seen a lot of accounts like buy followers and likes, but you can't keep it up. And I see people using a lot of fake accounts and just following and just staying there. Like people will have like 2,000 followers and have like 10 likes. That's just bad. So to grow organically, it's tedious. Like it took me 8 months for my niche properly. I don't know about other niches, but within a year you'll reach 1,000 followers for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, and even I kind of got my own achievement, I would say. So there was
Mm.
this one humble gentleman who who like who he kind of runs this app called Cuckoo FM. So it's basically for
Oh.
podcasters to talk their,
Mm.
like, set their own genres on the app, and then
Okay.
you put your podcast on the app. So I think I'll be either
Oh.
doing it in Tamil or English.
Mm. That's
So,
really nice. Yeah.
so
So
that
like you have to connect to people. That's the only way you will get organic followers. Like I call them organic because they're natural. They're not fake. Like they're not monetary. They're not of monetary values, because you once you start paying, you just won't give up because you want those, like you become greedy, and I know it for a fact. And yeah, like I used to have this friend who, like, pays for Instagram. Like she gets like 1,000 likes, and for 1,000 likes you have to pay somewhat between 350 rupees to 450, I'm not sure.
why do
And
you
she used
have
to
to
pay every
pay?
month and all. So some people like choose to pay to get likes and followers, Krishnan. I don't know why they do that, but Instagram opened it and they do. So that's just sad in my sense. Like that's for people for the easy way out, which doesn't work. It's temporary, and after, like, you'll become broke because it'll keep on asking for money over and over again. Like it's so hard. And then yeah, that's why you have to like do the tedious job of asking. And I wouldn't call it begging, it's like growing your account. Like once you hit that 1,000 follower mark, you can cool down, because you'll at least get 150 to 250 likes per um, post, and which is a good thing. So like getting 100 likes itself is like, you have to be proud of it. And always, yeah, that's the only thing. And then I would also suggest, perhaps there will be a lot of spam accounts following you and unfollowing you right away. And if you just follow them back because they follow you, you will have more following than followers. If you have that, Instagram tends to promote your account less. So you have to have, like, if you have like 900 followers, for example, you have to have between 900 like up to 900 following people only. If you have more than 900, if you have like 901 also, your content, your promotional activity will be lessened. One. And two, you have to get as many comments as possible within 30 minutes in your posts. If you get that, your account will be promoted more to other
Oh,
people. Yeah, that's why I have these people who support me, who like give me constant like hearts and likes for each. That's why like I have like 150 like comments and all, and reply to each comment you get, because that will just like, if you have like 15 comments saying you're cool, just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, boom, now you have 30 comments. So that's the algorithm there. And oh, there's this new thing called, you can get your account verified, right?
yeah.
So anyone can get their account verified,
I don't know
but they
how
have
that
to get it.
thing works.
So you can get verified if you only appear in TV, if you have appeared in TV. Otherwise you can't. Like, if you have appeared in TV, or there is this really cool thing where you write like a novel, like, or a mini novel, and you post it on Amazon for like, I don't know how many ever rupees or dollars you want people to buy it to. Ask couple of friends to buy it. Like you have to put it in a lot of subgenres. So like if your genre is mystery, under mystery say train, and then murder, and then in that murder you can say Orient. Like I'm talking about Murder on the Orient Express here. So if you have that, in that you'll be the best-selling author. In that 4 subcategories, you'll be known as the best-selling author because yours will be the only book technically. If you like screenshot that and send it to Instagram, they immediately verify you. That's
Okay.
also one trick. that I am going to try out after my IB, or you have to appear on TV. So I myself have appeared on TV actually. So when I
Oh,
was 9 years old, there was this TV show called Iniyor Vidhi Seivom in Tamil only. So I was asked to dance in that, obviously folk dance. So I danced and I got full points, and I got full points, and I got 10 stars out of 10 stars, and that was really fun. I try, like, now that I see this verified account, I'm just trying to find that episode somewhere, and I am not getting it, but I did get the trailer for it, and my face is like shown for like a millisecond. But I hope that proves that I was on TV, because I was, and people like kept asking me, "Are you from that show? Are you from that show?" When I was young, like almost like all of my schoolmates asked me, teachers asked me, and everybody asked me, and like that year was like a really famous year for me.
wow.
I even got to do an ad, a school ad, and all. And like I'm trying to find everything, because now it says like you, I mean, if you're appearing on TV, you can get a chance to apply. Like I'm just trying to scrape through all of that stuff, and I'm just not getting it, because I may have a real chance here.
What about if what about people who did short films?
What about people who did short films? If their short film is like, famous, then yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's like at least like 1K views, if that person like sees the K in it, then yeah, you
Okay.
have a chance. They have a chance as well. But your follower count should also be like good, like at least 1,000 followers to make your account look okay.
Yeah, and like you kind of inspired me. Like, how do you get that 1,000 followers? Because I'm just like since I started this account, I've only got like 64 followers. So
70, almost 70. Yeah, you have like
so
69 followers. Yeah.
64.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, 60. I think I'm blind. Oh, sorry. So yeah.
Yeah, and something that you want to tell people who are going to watch this video.
People who are gonna watch this video, just like it's like this cheerful video, and I don't know. I hope it's inspirational to you guys. Like I just hope it's inspirational, like how I started dance and all. When I was in US, though I was living an almost perfect life, I called it almost because I was out of shape, and I was like really like I looked bad. Like I'm not gonna lie, I looked bad, and bad in the sense unhealthy. I looked unhealthy. Like my parents, everybody could see that I looked unhealthy, and I tried reducing so much. But I always ended up taking food into account. So I'm just gonna leave a note saying you can do anything if you just put your mind into it. Like this K-pop dancing and my kind of dancing is like here and here, but somehow I connected the road. So connecting that big of a road is not a joke for sure, because Bharatanatyam is all about stiffness and K-pop dancing is literal opposite of that. Like literal opposite. And Bharatanatyam requires a lot of sturdiness and balance, while K-pop dancing is, more a power.
More
Bharatanatyam, you don't give
free.
power. Yeah, Bharatanatyam, you don't give power to your hands, but to your legs. Your hands should be so, like a flower. But in K-pop dancing, it's almost the entire opposite. So I could connect that road, which is so far. I believe you guys can also, do it. I don't know, within a year, do anything you wish to, like. And also, I would say start when you want to start. Like, I know there'll be a lot of like peer pressure and a lot of family pressure saying you have to study. Study is the only way to get money. But I would say yes, studying, gaining knowledge, that is one part. But that doesn't hinder you from following your passion. Me, I luckily have supporters who promise me that they will help me fulfill my dreams. Uh, and I'm just waiting for that. Like I just have to finish this IB. So I'm 100% sure that kind of person will come into your lives as well and just fulfill what you want. So my dad, he also is a podcaster. He recently started podcasting. He's podcasting about code, basically code, what they are, why is it important, and all of that. he wanted to do some such thing like YouTube for so long, such kind of YouTube for so long. He didn't do it because he was so focused on work, and he literally just started like a month ago with his friend. They rented out an apartment, like they rented out a building. They put all of their stuff. They bought mics. They spent like a couple of 10,000 rupees, and they just started. They're like almost middle-aged men. They just started saying we should have started sooner so our accountant will grow. So they said at least when you're 70 you won't regret that your life was stale. That was the quote I always keep in my mind. Obviously you have to keep your life on track, but at the same time you want to be flexible as well. So like, so I would say something like a river. A river knows where it's going, but at the same time flows everywhere and anywhere to get to that point. So if you do that, only your destiny will be something called fulfilled, and you will feel happy. Yeah,
That
I
was
can't believe I just
very,
said.
that was very like inspiring and something
Deep.
unique.
Yeah,
Like it was very deep to understand.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like,
and
yeah,
yeah, and with this we conclude the video. Thank you for watching, and people, and thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe and like. Thank you.
yeah. Subscribe to my channel as well, people. Ta-ta.
Yeah, she's on. Subscribe to her
Instagram.
channel. Like subscribe to her Instagram also. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye.